to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
It's a morning. A morning is happening right now. We went out last night for Chris's going away party because you're getting ready to go to Germany. So I woke up feeling away, and then we watched MILF Manor, and that was a lot to take in at 10 a.m.
And now I have a very serious public service announcement.
You know, I saw this. I know what we're about to talk about. And I saw this and I saved it to send to you guys. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't. And then my brain Control-Alt deleted it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I need everybody to listen up. You always want to be careful on these streets. You know, like get yours, but get it safely. But there's an article, the very first case of sexually transmitted fungal infection reported in the U.S.
I already don't like mushrooms. I don't even eat mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you automatically go to mushrooms.
It's fungus.
Yeah.
What in The Last of Us is happening? Is it where? Okay.
Here we go.
Details.
Here we go.
Fungal.
Trichophyton mentagrophytes is a fungus that causes ringworm in people and in cats, dogs, and other pets.
Okay.
A subtype of this fungus can be acquired through sexual contact. In some parts of the world, this fungus is drug resistant.
Oh my God.
Mushrooms in your pussy.
No, that's not what it says.
That's what I feel in my heart.
Or no, even worse, like ringworm vag.
Ring on your vat? Is it on, or does it just does it? I don't want to look at pictures, but I feel like I need to have a full understanding of how this manifests.
It's a severe skin infection
on my pussy.
Yeah. It can also cause athlete's foot, jock itch, and barber's itch.
Right.
What the fuck is barber's itch?
Listen, I have no fucking clue as a hairdresser, and
like,
I don't know about this.
It should be you.
However, like these are pretty common things, right? Like people get athlete's foot. Like all that is like the ringworm fungus.
It is.
So I'm very
it's
confused.
An itchy rash on genitals, buttocks, and limbs.
Oh my God. An itchy downstairs, an itchy nether region is so uncomfy.
My whole body is itching right now. I just want everyone to know that I'm literally scratching my legs for no reason. Anyone
who is out there getting it is brave.
Yeah.
Brave, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Like this, that's about to make me just go live in a cabin in the woods.
On every fucking level. You got a new fucking fungus.
Yes.
Men.
Period.
Yeah. Complete sentence. Yep. There you go.
And so I'm done with my conversation.
Oh my God.
I said what I said.
A drug resistant fungal infection on your Hello Kitty. I cannot.
Goodbye, kitty.
Honestly. Oh my God. Ringworm.
I don't love that.
Oh my God. I got ringworm one time when I was like younger, because you get it like on the mats like in gym class or whatever. So that was like a big thing in like third grade. Like half of our class got ringworm.
Yeah, one person comes with it and then everybody got it.
Gross.
Keegan's face.
I can't.
The way it's like the most common, and like it's like literally like athlete's foot. Who has it? Who among us hasn't had the fungus?
Athlete's foot, but. No. I mean, but I do know it's very commmen, and I've had other things. I've had like plantar warts and things like that on my feet. Yeah. So
I did too when I was a kid.
And
those aren't contagious though.
Oh, are they not?
No.
But I really do think it's mostly just that it's where it's located is the issue for me.
Yeah, no,
the
I hate
ringworm is whatever. Like athletes.
I gotta be honest though. My point in saying that is that I'm surprised it's just now. Just now.
True.
Now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know why. I guess, so it's the first case in the U.S., but it has been in like Southeast Asia and that sort of thing for a while. I'm wondering if it's the rising temperatures or something. Like maybe it's because it's hotter.
Things are getting swampy.
A swampier nether region.
Listen, I'm going to say I don't love it, and I'm going to stand by it.
I don't love it either. When you are sweating down there, it is so. When you have swamp ass, that's the worst feeling.
The worst.
It's just moist.
Ugh.
You know?
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
No, the other day, so I had to go into the office and
my face can't stop making the face.
I have to get up like so early when I go into the office. And so I like get dressed, I drive down there, and I'm like, why am I so uncomfortable? Something's not right. Something's off.
I love this. Something's inside out.
I went to the bathroom. My thong was on backwards.
I love that you couldn't pinpoint it.
I was like, something is
I can't put my finger on what's wrong.
Why? The triangle is in the
Meanwhile,
wrong place.
You have a thin piece of fabric that was
just right up your chat.
Just like literally splitting the difference. And
just between the lips. You have a long drive.
Oh no!
It's like 2.5 hours, and I thought I was just like I thought I had positioned it incorrectly. So then I have a choice to make.
Yeah,
I have a choice.
Cut it off.
I'm in the office.
You gotta go to the bathroom and switch that out. I would have to.
I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, I am an anti, and I've said this on this podcast before that I'm like, I won't wear like a jumpsuit or something like that to work.
Yeah.
You gotta get full naked.
You gotta get full naked.
Yeah.
In order to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, I was wearing like tennis shoes. I would have had to take my shoes off, my jeans off, and then I cannot do that to work. I wore a backwards thong all fucking day in the office.
I couldn't.
I couldn't. Infection,
I couldn't. The way I would find scissors, I would be like, I'd rather be naked. I can't.
Yeah.
Does your office have like a private bathroom?
Yeah, I mean it's like a home. Yeah, so it's like
I could do that in a private bathroom.
It's so weird.
I don't love a home scenario in all my worlds. Like I just feel like for me, like going into somebody else's home, I always assume I'm like, there's a camera on me. I just react in the way that I feel like I don't know.
I feel very I was just like I just don't feel comfortable. So and then I was like really uncomfortable for the rest of the exactly.
It's weird, right?
Exactly. So backward song all day. So
speaking of things that are public private, when we were at the bar last night,
we stayed.
This poor girl,
and we felt it too. Like Cass and I were ready to leave like an hour before we left or more. And so when it gets to that level,
I was sober.
Of like it's time to go.
It was Chris's party, and I stayed sober so I could drive.
Right, and then we stayed longer than when it's time to exit a dive bar.
Yeah.
Right, and we overstayed.
Well past.
We saw some things we shouldn't have. That we normally wouldn't have because we know when to leave.
Yes.
And would you like to?
Oh man, there was a lot going on.
There's a lot.
When you're sober, the thing of it is
the
a
clarity,
dive bar.
The way you see
a dive bar has always got a little veneer to it,
right?
Right. And when you're drunk, it's the funnest.
It's the best.
It's great. Yeah. It's great. Everybody's feeling the vibes. It doesn't matter if a cockroach runs across the floor because we're all feeling the same vibes.
Yep.
But when you were sober, the level of
and it's late. It's like people have left. It's not like a full bar anymore.
It's last call.
Yeah.
We're getting last calls. This girl, listen, bless her heart, was wasted.
Yeah.
Off her ass, and to the point where you're kind of like, I don't know if she's completely aware.
I was concerned.
Of her
I was concerned.
Surroundings and like what's happening and where we're at. And this is in no way to clothing shame her, but she is wearing like clothes that were like party go out fun clothes. And easy access is the only reason I'm bringing this up is because at one point, one of the guys that was making out with her,
we looked over and it was full titty out.
Woof.
And just because you have breasts, exquisite breasts.
Yeah.
And she had beautiful boobies. But one of them in the public air.
Well, yeah. I mean, wow.
At
yeah.
a dive
bar. In a dive bar.
It's not like you're on the dance floor and everybody like at a really nice, even then I don't want to see it. But like that, I feel like shenanigans happen.
Find something.
But
this
bathroom. Was not that.
No.
And we did, and just so everybody knows, before we left, I did go and check on her and like talk to the people she was with. And I was like, please keep an eye on her, make sure she's okay.
Because you asked her too.
I was like
her face too sometimes was like, I don't really know what's going on. B, she's not sober enough to consent.
Oh, no.
This is the real
Yeah.
issue. And so Keegan was like, we cannot abide. And so she went up and she's like, are you okay? Are you okay with what's happening right now?
Yeah.
And she told Keegan no, which in my mind is like, okay, well, you're saying you're not okay with this. Who are you with?
Right. So I moved her away from them to the people that she was with. And I was like, you need to keep an eye on her because she's saying she's not okay with what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So please keep an eye on her. And then I went and talked to one of the people who worked at the bar and was like,
yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Right.
She's not okay with this no matter what it looks like.
Dude,
no matter what it looks like.
I understand like whiling out.
Shit.
Believe me, I've been in a whiling out phase.
well, and if it's what she wanted to be doing, that would be a different
fine.
situation.
Listen,
But
have fun.
You gotta. I think when you're in a whiling out phase, invite your responsible Virgo friend to go with you.
Yeah.
You got to bring a mom
You know what
friend.
I mean?
You got to bring a mom friend.
Yeah.
Mom friends are the best.
Yeah.
They always have what you need in your purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking out for you.
Surprisingly, it's not me as the, I think, eldest of our friend girls. I am not the mom friend, surprisingly. I believe that if I was to choose a mom friend,
Amy.
I think it's Amy.
Yeah, Amy's the
Amy
mom
is
friend.
going to have something in her purse.
Yeah.
She's prepared.
She's prepared. And she's also the one who's going to be like,
No.
Right.
No.
No.
I love
We're not
you,
doing that.
but we're not.
We're not doing that. No.
You keep them titties inside.
They're staying in. Yeah,
Inside.
this is
You were in the
inside
dive bar.
behavior. This is private behavior.
Yes.
You were on the dance floor,
But
man.
that is the thing too. Like I'm all for people being freaky and doing whatever and like having a good time. But also there is such a thing as like, I didn't consent to this. I don't want to see. Like I don't care.
My eyes did not
how big and beautiful those titties are.
I don't want to see
didn't
it.
ask to see them in public right now.
Oh no, because it doesn't matter how big and beautiful they are. You're in public.
You're right.
You are on a dance
and
floor,
I'm not at Mardi
ma'am.
Gras, okay? Where I'm prepared for this.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Time and place.
Time and place.
Yeah.
100%.
Poor Chris too. It's all happening, and where Chris is like, we had to wait because Chris wanted to sing his last
had a
song of the
song,
night,
yeah.
and so we're like waiting. All this is happening while Chris is singing. He's so drunk. He's in his own world. Just take me to the river. I'm like, okay, we got somebody being taken.
Cassie
to
and I are just
something.
looking at each other like, oh, we need to go home.
What
we
is
need
that?
to enough.
And I'm like, is this song really that
Dude,
long? It's
yes.
not. I don't think.
Sober at a dive bar, like after 1 a.m.
No.
You're gonna.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
gonna be
see
here.
a lot of humanity.
What I do regret is not asking because they do have like a doorman there, like a guy at the door, and I
like
should have
that's the guy.
asked him to see those men out of the bar. That's what I wish I'd done before I
Yeah.
left because I'm like, I don't know. I tried to make sure she was with her people and away from
Yeah.
those guys, but like,
I don't think it was
know
a
if I-
kick out situation. I do think it was like keep your eyes on.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
Well,
I
like,
mean-
and just like honestly, everybody in that bar is going to be held responsible because we did our part. This lady is not sober enough to consent. So on that part, there is the question's out whether she quote unquote wants to or not because like she was so fucking
time for
drunk
her to go home.
She was so drunk. She was like literally not very coherent even.
Oh,
like she was
no.
difficult to talk to.
Oh,
and she was
geez.
like, yeah,
It's criminal.
Yeah,
mom,
it was
mom friends.
Get a mom
Yeah.
friend.
Get a
for
mom
me.
friend. Oof.
Yeah, her mom friend kept falling asleep on the bar, so that wasn't helpful.
Literally looked old enough to be her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And she just kept dozing off at the bar. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
A lot was happening.
Yeah.
Is the point.
Yeah.
Oh
My sober
goodness.
eyes just couldn't.
Yeah. Wow. Dive bar shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That might lead to a fuck, marry, kill. What celebrity do you feel like you could take to our dive bar?
Ooh.
Oh.
And they would have fun with
Yes.
it. They wouldn't be like ugh.
Judgy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
That's
there's
the
a lot
key.
to judge.
That is-
Yeah. We saw.
You know, I get the vibe from, well, maybe not actually. Okay, give me a second to think about this.
I think this could be our fuck, marry, kill, right?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I got to think about it too. I think I need like who are like cool people. Like I think about like a Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Except that I'm like,
Matt Damon.
Maybe.
yeah,
Matt
from
Damon's pretty
Boston.
down to
He's Boston.
earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's married to the.
But he's been famous for a really long time too.
But yeah, apparently
Yeah.
he's just like totally
chill.
down.
Yeah. Like I feel like a Miley Cyrus would
Matthew McConaughey.
You think?
Yeah.
I feel like
Woody
Yes.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson for sure.
Yes.
Woody Harrelson's actually bartending tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Jeremy Allen White, the guy from The Bear, gives me. But then I'm like, I'm not sure.
I don't get that. I feel like he's actually much more fastidious than you admit.
Yeah, he did the classic, like, oh, I got famous. Now I'm going to dump my long-term partner thing.
I hate that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know who
With
I
a
actually
baby.
think would have a good time is Tom Holland. Gives me energy that he would have a good time.
Tom Holland.
Dates and
Zendaya.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? You're
I
absolutely
think he
right.
would. He's very go with the flow. I feel like he would just be like, all right, this is what we're doing tonight.
This is where we are.
This is
Okay.
where we are. This is what we're
I
doing.
think that's a good call.
Yeah.
I think I can see that. Wow. This is tough. Yeah.
Yeah. It's this particular dive bar.
Yeah.
And it's I'm really thinking through.
I know. Scenarios.
yeah.
I'm
And
going
I'm
through
like,
the scenarios.
no.
Who's going to be okay with karaoke?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you need somebody that can laugh at themselves.
Right.
They have like a
Woody Harrelson is exactly right. He would
Yeah.
he would have a good time.
I would be very happy with a Woody Harrelson in this bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good solid. So we have Woody Harrelson, we have a Tom Holland. Who else?
We've done Woody Harrelson so many times.
I mean,
Have we?
Classic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like
I mean,
He's
yeah,
fun.
He is fun.
I don't no regrets. Who else? Fun loving. Listen, I don't want to go to my classic Pedro Pascal.
We can't do him again.
I know we can't do him again, but I do.
He's
would
on,
I-
he's on
would
Pete
I-
Davidson status of we can't do him again.
Yeah, retired.
We can, but I feel like he would be he'd be fun, right? Okay. I just need you to agree with me. That's
Yeah,
all.
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. And we can
You know, it would probably be really cool. Adam Driver.
Okay. Okay, see, in my mind, I met Adam
Or do you-
Driver through friends.
or do you think-
not friends with girls. And I feel
Do you think he'd be too New York
Yeah.
for it?
yes.
Where he'd be like above it, kind of look down
I think
on it?
you could
a
take
little?
him to a New York dive bar, which is a different vibe.
It's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
I don't think you could take him to the
this-
barrel.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from the barrel. They're gonna be like, you guys have to stop talking about us.
Listen, do we still come? Yes.
Yeah.
Is our names on the back door when
It's
they
true.
close the first
Basically-
time?
We basically own it.
Yeah.
We have a partial stake in that place.
That's right.
Truly.
That's right.
I
Okay.
think Seth Green's hung out there.
He has hung out there. He knows the owner.
Wait, who is Seth Green?
Oh my God.
He was from the 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
He was in
He
everything.
was in Austin Powers.
Okay, that's Seth Green. Okay,
Yeah.
that's who I had in my head, and I was like, "Am I
Yeah.
right?" Listen, last night was a long night. My
Yeah.
brain is
Yeah.
not fully functioning yet.
Elijah Wood would probably hang there too.
He would hang there.
Yeah,
I think he
I
would.
think Seth Green. Obviously, we have to. I mean, he's been there.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood would hang out there, but not sing.
No.
You know what I mean?
Seth wouldn't
He
either.
would
That's
have a good
the thing.
time, but not sing
That's
for sure.
the thing.
I think Seth would sing.
You think he would?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
been
think
there.
He would.
You know what?
Somebody.
I petition to replace Woody Harrelson with Elijah Wood because we've done
I-
Woody Harrelson so many times.
Oh,
You got
okay.
it.
Okay, so Elijah Wood. You really think? Okay. Also, somebody
do.
who's been famous for a really long time. So
Yeah.
same as Seth.
But he's doing like weird stuff now. It's
Yeah.
like Daniel Radcliffe. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I feel like Radcliffe
would
could
fucking
totally-
get down at the barrel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I love that.
I love that for us.
I love that for us.
I love
if
it.
I went to the barrel and Daniel Radcliffe was there,
Oh,
we are.
Turn down for what?
It's gonna get a little weird.
Oh, it's gonna get a lot weird.
Yes.
You're gonna be like, oh my god, I dated Rupert.
Whoa. That is a call back.
You know what? You know what? He would FaceTime him too. He
would.
be like, one
He'd be
second.
like-
Well, I'll get him on the line. I'll get him on the line for you.
That would be like the most perfect full circle moment of our
dream.
lives.
Oh my
That'd
God.
be amazing.
If somebody can please make this happen.
Hook up happen. We gotta know somebody.
Yeah.
somebody
So if
that knows
anybody
somebody.
doesn't know,
Somebody knows
Keegan
Danny.
thought that she was dating
Rupert Grint. Early internet days.
Early.
MySpace days. I
MySpace.
met him on MySpace.
Yes. The real Rupert Grint. You met him on MySpace.
And they dated.
Yeah.
They dated.
Obviously.
Robert Pattinson was in his top 8, so obviously
Right?
he had to be legitimate.
His account was also.
True fucking story.
Dude,
True
this
story.
is the reason why, and I'm going to say something controversial.
Do it.
But that millennials and younger have better internet literacy
100%.
than other
We've
because
been
we got
scammed.
We've been
scammed.
We have been
Fraudulent
bamboozled.
activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that everybody likes to just pretend like Gen X didn't happen, but especially late Gen Xers, we also experience the same thing.
Yeah.
We definitely were talking to people on AOL chat rooms.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm dating Rupert Grint.
Oh my God. We'll never get tired of that. Golly.
so good. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So FMK, Elijah Wood, Tom Holland, Daniel Radcliffe.
They're kings all.
And
love it.
also just imagine just hanging out with all of them at the barrel who like
I'm in.
Oh, so we're fuck, marry,
literally
killing
fuck, marry, killing them at
the
at the
bar.
At the
dive
barrel.
bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At specifically the barrel. Okay.
It's
Okay.
very specific for our listeners
Okay.
who have never been to
I
know.
Listen, just put the strangest dive bar in your head.
Yes, I have seen
You've seen that.
Pomeranians there.
Yes.
Yes.
There's just a Pomeranian.
Somebody was
hanging out
selling
in the chair.
handmade lotion.
Yes.
we got free, which I do feel like
Bath
came
salts.
off the back of a truck.
Bath
Someone
salts.
gave us bath salts,
Yeah.
not the drug, like
Yeah,
actual bath
actual
salts, Epsom salts to put in your
Yeah,
bathtub.
People
They ended
used
up
to
in the
sell-
trash. I'm not
I
gonna
used
lie.
them. I used them.
Of course you
They were
did.
Great.
She's not been the same since.
You're right.
That's how you get that fucking fungus.
That's exactly right. That's where it started.
There was somebody giving mushrooms away.
That's
This
right.
is Old Barrel before the
Somebody was
renovation.
snorting coke on the back of a urinal.
Yep.
So out of a napkin,
Which
the
is-
the shrooms came out of a napkin too. It's like
Yeah.
someone's pocket. Also, I didn't take them, just for the record. But like, I also want to say this so that we don't get like forbidden from entering the barrel. All of that,
moving.
all of those shenanigans that we just talked about
Those are
was
old school.
Old Barrel. It's under new ownership now.
Yes.
That was a time.
It was a
time.
real fucking time.
You literally, there were times like
I went
it
to
was
that
almost
barrel
certain-
in the daytime once.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't do
I
that.
had to go get my I
had to-
left my debit
yeah.
card there.
And you came home and took another shower.
It is horrifying in the day.
Well, it's scary.
It was
Yeah.
back in the day before it was renovated. But now, so picture this now. Now there's a Jimi Hendrix mural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
There's a lot going on.
It's just a dive bar.
It's a
Yeah.
classic dive bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does give me. So have you've seen, I know I've sent it to you guys, the meme with the girl. She's like dancing and then like you pan over and like somebody's singing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yes.
what is
Like-
happening right now?
Yeah.
And it's like
It's like that.
daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's giving
It's that.
Yeah, and there's also like there's two distinct people there's more than that who go to the barrel, but you've got like the karaokeers
Yep.
who are like, we are dancing, we are singing, we
We're
are
having
partying,
fun.
and then there's
The
also
pool
a pool
players.
table.
Okay.
So then you've got them
And who are pissed off, by
And
the
take
way.
it seriously.
They take it seriously.
Right.
And the pool table is in a place that is
Everyone has to walk by.
Even if you didn't have people walking by, is not
It's not ideal.
it's not
and they get
large
so
enough.
irritated.
I'm like, go to a pool bar.
Yeah.
Anywhere else.
There's literally one close by.
so close.
So-
fucking
yeah.
close.
yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
we've got Elijah Wood, we've got Daniel Radcliffe, we've got Tom Holland.
I'm
I
gonna
know
do it.
exactly
do
what
it.
I'm
All
going
right.
to do.
Yeah, me
Go
too.
for it.
Go for it.
I'm going to marry Daniel Radcliffe.
That's right. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was really
He-
loud.
He definitely, he
Agreed.
is weird. He is
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
He is down to earth. He just seems like a long lasting partner. He just
Yeah.
seems down for anything, but could also be responsible and adult enough to, I'm getting I wouldn't be, he's not like cool time, fun party guy like all the time,
Right.
but he can turn it on and be fun in situations.
But he could also be serious if he needs to.
Yes.
You're looking up signs.
Exactly.
am.
Yeah, I need to know this.
And I'm gonna
I'm getting-
fuck Elijah Wood. I'm
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Freaky-
There's something freaky.
Yes.
Oh
I
my
would agree.
God.
I would agree. Okay, I know there's signs now.
Okay. All right, we'll share.
Do you want me to share?
Yeah.
Dude, Elijah Wood's gonna do
Or
like
should we
some
all
weird
do it
like
first and
karaoke
then-
song. He's gonna do Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Freak on a leash.
You're like, what?
I will say Elijah Wood, and I'll let you guys guess if you want. I will say Elijah Wood's zodiac sign is so unsurprising. I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Okay. I need you to just save it to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll save it
so that because she didn't get the advantage.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right. I am also going to marry Daniel Radcliffe. There's no question that I can take him to the barrel anytime and we're going to have fun. I'm going to say show tunes. I see it.
Oh yeah, he's a Broadway guy.
Yeah, we are show tunesing it up. He's going to be the guy who pulls out some old like hairspray or something, just like fun.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
He's gonna have fun.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
gonna have
fun.
a real good time.
But also, like you said, I think that he also has that vibe where it's like he can have fun, but he can also, if you need to have a serious conversation, he can have a serious conversation with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am going to fuck Tom Holland. Because I don't know what it is.
He's doing something right.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know what it is. And we've had this conversation. Elijah Wood has been in many of a FMK for us. I don't get it.
I had this episode's not good for me, but I had a big crush on Elijah Wood too.
I remember.
Yeah,
this.
and I've announced that on the podcast as well.
It's those
I just
eyes.
don't. I guess maybe
It's the
I
eyes.
don't know enough about him, and I only know him like really from that kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I hated that movie. So
Seems
this
really
is Cassie,
funny,
and you can come for
actually.
me if you want, but I just was never.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for me.
Yeah, not for everybody. I love those movies, but it's not for everyone. He seems really funny in interviews.
Yeah.
Like I think that
he's got
he's
a very snarky, dry sense of humor.
yeah, and he seems
be too
loyal.
much for
He
me.
stays friends with his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll friend. Yeah.
Do you want to? 'Cause look,
You're like,
I guess.
If he was part of the friend group, I'm not gonna be like, oh
Yeah.
God, does Elijah have to come? Yeah, no.
This is a little tough because I actually think like marrying Tom Holland would be a good move. And I think when we fuck, marry, killed him before, I think I have married Tom Holland before, but
seems too nice.
I gotta marry Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
I gotta marry Daniel Radcliffe.
It's the
too.
right
It's
choice.
I mean,
just-
for the
it's
barrel.
Rupert's going to be kind of jealous.
Oh yeah,
mean,
you're gonna
he
have
should
to.
be.
You are gonna have to reach out to him and be like, hey, I am so sorry.
I have talked about you so much on the internet.
Yeah.
I'll have to apologize to his wife. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I just think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be bi-coastal. It'll be LA, New York. I love that because I think he lives in New York now. I love that he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yes, exactly.
Him and Elijah Wood actually did the same thing. They made a ton of money on a big franchise, and then they were like, now I can do all the weird shit I want to do.
And
I do love that.
know,
Yes.
I love that for you.
Yes.
I do. I think that'll be like, I just think that's going to be so much fun. I'm also going to fuck Elijah Wood and it's going to be weird.
It's gonna
I
be
know
very
it's going to be weird. Like he might make you sign an NDA. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
And I love it. Yeah.
He's going to do some weird shit.
As long as it's not on the dance floor at the barrel.
Yeah.
I would never. I don't care how much I've had to drink. You won't catch me.
Nope.
Ain't gonna be for me.
Ain't gonna be me. Yeah. So I am gonna do that, and then I'm gonna friend Tom Holland.
Yeah, he seems
think-
like a nice kid.
Nice guy.
A nice kid.
I mean, my big old age, basically.
I mean, but oh God, you're right. Now I feel like I have to go back to Elijah.
Don't.
No, you don't. We just got done watching MILF
Okay,
Manor.
you're
Do
right.
what you want.
Do you? I mean, and all these people are in their 30s,
Yeah.
or older, so
Yeah,
you're fine.
It's not the worst. It's not 22.
Oh,
Wait, Tom Holland's in his 30s, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, for the
Sure.
purposes of this fuck, marry, kill.
In my mind, yes.
At least.
Yes.
Do you want to guess their signs, or do you just want me to tell you?
Whew. Man, Elijah would be difficult. He is so strange.
He's giving me Aquarius.
Yeah. Usually Aquariuses are strange, but maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah, like-
if he can get an air.
What
He's
do you
an
think?
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
yeah.
like, this is the
I was
least
like, he is
surprising
weird.
thing I've ever
Yes.
seen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's an Aquarius.
He's into aliens. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. He's fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yep.
I would love to talk to him about aliens at the barrel. That's what he's doing at
Yep.
the barrel. We're
Yeah.
like sitting in a corner,
Yeah.
talking
Just
about weird shit.
intensely talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom Holland is a Gemini.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a Gemini, and
Two air signs.
Daniel Radcliffe is a Leo.
Oh.
Classic Gryffindor move. on his
On brand.
on brand.
Classic.
But again, I think it's a positive Leo. Like I get positive Leo energy.
Yeah.
Like he likes the spotlight and he likes attention, but not so much that it's me all the time.
I think he just has, it's that natural Leo affinity to have eyes drawn to him, but without trying. It's like he doesn't even need to try.
Careless.
It's just how he is.
Yeah.
And he's going to invite you on stage to do the show turns. Is he going to like show out?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but he's going to bring you into it.
Yeah.
And I love that.
He's going to share that spotlight.
Yes.
Because that's the kind of Leo he is.
Yep.
Love that for us.
I do too.
Well,
Call us, Daniel.
yes. We'll be there next weekend probably. So well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And we're back. Okay, I have the Tainted Love this week, so I'm going to get us started with stories. I went out on a second date with a guy that I'd already told that I wasn't interested in, but
Okay. I mean, something to do.
something to fill the time, but that's not exactly what happened. So she says, but he turned up outside my work.
Oh.
And I had no other plans, so I agreed to go for a drink.
No,
I don't like that.
we don't.
You got to
want it.
reinforce those boundaries.
That's right.
Because that's a boundary pushing behavior right there.
I don't like that.
We sat down in a bar and I watched him go and talk to the staff. And a few minutes later, the waitress walked towards us with a bottle of champagne and glasses on a tray.
No.
And all the rest of the staff were walking behind her grinning. He then dropped to one knee and popped the question.
Stop. Oh my God.
So you've had a first date. You've had a first date that didn't go well. You said, I don't want to see you again.
Wait.
He shows up at your job, takes you out for a drink, and proposes.
No.
I thought it was bad that one time I told that story about that guy that I wasn't quite into, and like he asked me to be his girlfriend at the end of a mediocre first
Proposed
date.
marriage.
What? With the state, like with a contract, with changing your
No. I didn't even want to be in this bar with you.
No.
I don't want to share a life.
This was an accident anyway.
Right.
Like I had nothing better to do with my day, and now here I am.
Is he just carrying a ring around he's like
just in case?
Yeah.
Just in cases?
This is like a Cinderella situation. Like, oh, that glass slipper fits your foot. That must mean you're my wife. What the fuck?
I hate this.
I leapt up, told him to fuck off, and then
Yes, ma'am.
left the bar pronto and jumped into a black cab. Unbeknownst to me, he did the same and followed me home.
No.
He then gave me a sob story about having nowhere to stay, and because I was a bloody fool,
Pawn the ring. That's a fucking security deposit, my dude. What the fuck?
you're assuming it's a real
Oh,
cubic zirconia.
it's a ring pop.
Yeah. Because I was a bloody fool, but also had a male flatmate who was home, I gave him a blanket and said he could sleep on the sofa.
On the porch.
It was still early, but I went to bed. I woke up at 6 a.m.
Fucking lutely not. God damn it, no.
to find him naked at the end of my bed having a wank.
Oh my God. This is
Cassie threw something across the
criminal
room.
behavior.
Yes.
This is crimes.
Yes. I called my flatmate, and together we threw him out into the hallway with his clothes out after him. I found out months later that he was a bigamist. So he's done this before. He's just proposing to everybody.
No, honey, this is a crisis.
This is crime.
Oh my God.
You just read crime to us.
Oh my God.
I'm not well.
Oh,
I can't
my
go
God.
on.
That's terrifying. Terrifying.
I can't go on. I need to take a rest.
I need to take a rest.
I
can't go on. I need to take a rest is the most Victorian sentence you've ever said.
I need a cuddle.
I need like a sniffing salt.
Oh my. Oh my.
But like here's the thing as well. It's like you have to have stronger boundaries. Like just because he's showing up at your job is a red flag. Like that's a weird thing to do, and following you home is
It's
a terrifying thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a Dateline episode.
Yes.
Honestly,
and I'm not blaming her because listen, as a people pleaser person myself, I get the inclination to just like no confrontation, like path of least resistance or whatever, but like scary.
Oh no, your male roommate's home or whatever. I'm talking with my full mouth to get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I need to contact a lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm damaged.
Sweetjames.com.
Yeah.
There's billboards for him all
everywhere.
over.
Yeah.
Sweet James is my lawyer.
I need to sue Keegan for reading that story out loud.
Also, I'm so sorry, but like being awoken from sleep is
so scary.
It's terrible.
Seeing
but
like a shape at the end of your bed when you're half asleep and bleary-eyed.
Yeah.
And then to register what's happening.
To register that, my focus is immediately to fucking cut your dick off. Like
unwanted wanking is
horrifying.
Criminal.
Horrifying.
It is criminal, actually.
Yeah, it's literally criminal. Yeah.
Literally criminal.
Literally.
Keegan, I would like to propose a duel. Pretend I've slapped you in the face with a glove.
Wow.
Oh no.
So aggressive.
I fucking hate that.
We have told some stories on this podcast.
Listen.
We told a story about
Keegan,
a woman
who
ripped her vag open.
Okay.
Doing
but this
stripper moves.
I don't know why
Pole
is incredibly aggressive. I feel away.
Proposing me. Oh my
God
God.
damn.
And all the servers.
thing.
And
the
stuff?
server.
Layered,
You've involved
layered.
others.
And you know that those servers were like, they've probably been together for a long time. This is going to be such a beautiful
I
moment.
offered to let you sleep in my house, and then you show up at the end of my bed with your wanky wank. I swear to
I don't
God,
like that.
that's not
Calling
no.
it a wanky wank is...
It deserves that. He doesn't deserve anything better.
Oh God.
Descriptive wise than wank.
Ugh.
It's gross.
Yes.
Criminal.
You're right.
I hate this. I'm going to read my story, and it's probably going to disappoint after that because
Those are high stakes.
Sorry.
Marriage. Yeah. All right, go for it. What you got?
I don't know if I can read anymore.
I hope the listeners could hear that Cassie threw something across the room earlier.
I
It hit the wall.
have put a mark in your wall.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I had been chatting with a woman on a dating site for just a few hours when she asked to meet.
Ooh.
I know, far too soon for first contact. Her location was about a half an hour away by train, and I had a free day, so I agreed to meet her at the train station. When we met, we were about out to have lunch at a nearby restaurant. Usually, I will ask her profession during a first date. Most people choose something they're interested in, so this is a very good topic to find out about people. In this case, she didn't want to talk about it and instantly became very defensive.
I feel like that's happened multiple times.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yes, it happened to you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's what happened to
got
you.
Really fucking
Weird.
It's
It's weird.
It shifted the energy, and then I literally was like, "Oh fuck!" Like he's in my home.
Yeah, I remember
It was
that.
very weird.
You know, though, it's
What kind of job do you immediately become defensive about? That's just my question. Like, okay, if you're a CIA agent or something, you're like, whatever. Like, you
And
just
you
make
just, like,
something
make
up.
it- make a cover story.
You
Yeah,
already
you
have
would
a
already have a cover
so
story.
that's out. So then, like, what could
sex
you
work, maybe. Like, if you are feeling some type of way about it, but I don't know. I own that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I see TikToks all the time. I am still constantly mad at myself for wasting my hot ass 20s.
I hear you, girl.
Working a menial job.
I hear you, girl.
And these people are selling
Money,
selling
money,
feet pics
money.
and driving Porsches and owning their second house.
Wasted my hottest years working in an office.
I hear you.
Can you believe it?
I know. I'm a chump. I am a fucking simp for capitalism.
Simp for capitalism.
Honestly.
Fuck
Do you think there's a 40+ bar for dancing? That's just all I'm saying.
Dude, I'm about
just
ready
the crack
to.
of the knees and
I'm about ready to fucking put these tootsies
Yeah.
on fucking online.
I feel like it's a very saturated market now, especially since COVID. I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, you can make money doing that. Great, I'm in."
Do you know what I thought about doing? You know that girl that was selling her farts in jars, but
Yes.
then she got like she was eating too many beans and
She
she got
overhearted.
sick. I'm going to fucking sell my dog Leroy's farts.
Oh,
I'm gonna say they're mine, but people would be like, "This chick has the rankest ass of all time."
Your fucking dog's farts are so aggressive.
They really are.
They're aggressive. Like, is he okay?
Yeah, he's good. We've had him checked out. He's been to the vet.
They're like,
he eats a little too fast, so he swallows air.
Gassy. Yeah. Oh, you can get those little feeders.
Correct. Yeah.
Anyway.
We just got him a new bowl, but yeah, his farts are insane. I could get a lot of money doing that though.
You could. You're like,
Mason.
Yeah, it's me.
I hate this.
That's me.
I do. I mean, get your money, but
hell yeah, dude.
I think
Mama's
selling underwear,
get a retirement.
Selling underwear is be a good one.
Yeah, wear them backwards.
Wear them backwards. Wear them backwards. Yeah. Summer's coming up. A lot of moist situations.
Special worn backwards all day at work. Put like a high price, rare.
Feel like rare. Also,
reverse worn.
You should have a high price on that. You had a frontwards wedgie
all
for
day,
an entire
all day, typing out emails, taking sales calls,
just
fucking
like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
I watched a TikTok about a woman who sold socks, and she made a convincing argument for she's like, I had a special request where he wanted me to wear socks for 3 days in a row. And she's like, I charged like $900 for it. Yeah. And people were like, how could you charge that much? It's like, cause do you know how uncomfortable it is to wear the same pair of socks
nasty,
for 3 days in a row?
Socks.
Gross.
So you're paying a premium, motherfucker.
That's right.
For my discomfort.
Listen, also, here's the thing. You can buy it or you can't buy it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's your choice.
Exactly.
It's worth what people will pay for it.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Capitalism, bitch.
Wow.
Supply
Miss
and
Eat the Rich
demand.
over here.
Supply and demand.
What happened to Eat the Rich?
We're gotta work the system. We gotta work the system. You know what I mean?
Trying times.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Defense of a better job. I got the impression she must not like her job or she was massively overworked. It pretty much ruined the whole date. And she was very silent. And when the food came, and when we were actually eating, the people at the table next to us definitely picked up on the situation. I could see it in the way that they looked in our direction. Afterwards, she got stuck in a very irritated mood. Can you imagine? Like, you're just like, that turned in from, what do you do?
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah. It also,
what do you do?
When people can't let
just
things
so weird.
go, it also is like
this. Yeah.
Also,
like,
he doesn't fucking know you. It's a very innocent question.
Right.
I don't understand what the fucking
Even
thing is to be pissed on.
For whatever reason, you got triggered by that, like for a moment.
Just say, you know what, actually.
Who hold on to like being in a bad mood
all through lunch, all through the whole day.
If you can't like knock yourself out of a funk, and look, I've been in bad moods that I'm in a really shitty mood, and like
don't go on a date,
but
don't set up a date that day,
right? Like, I'm not gonna ruin everybody else's time because like I'm in a bad mood, like you know.
And also to just like be pissy and irritated for somebody who asked an innocuous question.
It's so weird.
Not meaning to trigger you.
It's
like,
so
you know what
weird.
I mean? Like, that's shitty.
And that's also, to me, like, just in general, like, well, then you're just a poor communicator. If you can't, you can't describe why 100%. That triggered you and be like, you know what, actually, I hate talking about my job. It's not, I don't love it.
Because some people really don't like, because Americans in particular are very like, we talk about that kind of thing a lot, but in a lot of other countries, it's not like a topic of conversation. It's considered impolite, you know? So I'm like, that's fine, but then just say that. Just be like, I really don't like talking about my job, like you said. Like, but that's it. You don't need to be fucking weird about it, because it's not.
It's not a weird question.
It's not a weird question.
And it's definitely nothing to get that fucking aggressive about. I'll tell you that.
Right.
In fact, it's one of the first questions people ask you. Yeah. What do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
Unless you live in California, it's like, how long did it take you to get here?
So fucking true. Which way did you come?
Yep.
Which highway?
Yeah.
Like,
what part of the valley?
On the 405. Always.
I just could not have a mature conversation with her, so I paid my part of the bill and went back to the train station to go home. Neither of us attempted any contact after that. I have had pretty bad first dates, but this was the worst.
Yeah, that's just because you rack your brain. You're like, what happened?
I really dislike being in an uncomfortable situation like that and having to just like sit through it.
Yeah.
Like, I am so bad at that. Like, I don't even like being stuck on an elevator with somebody.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be at a dinner table with you whenever we can't like talk and you're mad at me.
Oh, you know? And you're a stranger?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
bye.
done.
Yeah. Okay. This person says, Oof.
Oh.
I first saw this girl working at a fast food place. I thought she was cute, but was a little shy to talk to her at first. But over the next few visits, started making small talk. About 3 months passed, and then I slid her a note with my number and asked her to dinner, and she accepted. The night comes for the date, and we go to eat at this Mexican restaurant. She wasn't being herself, very quiet, and her response to almost everything was, anything really, or really anything, I don't care. I had just chalked it up to being nervous on a first date. Later on, she was talking about how her sister was getting married and she was going to some party with her. So I asked her about her sister, to which she responded, yeah, I have a twin sister.
Oh my God.
After about 45-ish minutes on our date, she tells me her sister was there to pick her up and she had to go. Being respectful, I offered to pay for her food, to which she declined, and I walked her to her car. Turns out her sister was the one I'd been talking to the whole time.
Wow.
I gave the note to the wrong twin and went on a date.
Oh no.
Honest mistake. Honest mistake.
You could tell a slight difference between them standing side by side, but not when you just saw one of them. It was a very awkward scenario.
Oh no.
Twin has to be such
Yeah.
like a unique experience.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
No. Another person that looks
just like you.
Like
Pretty
at
much
least,
just like you.
at least similar.
I'm too competitive. I wouldn't enjoy it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I've kind of learned that
I'd be the kind that killed my twin in the womb.
In the womb? Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, I ate it.
I don't know many Aries twins. I think that says
That's
something.
why you're duking it out. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Highlander up in
I'm gonna be one. Yeah, I always wanted a sister so badly growing up. I have 3 brothers, and I wanted a sister so badly.
Overrated.
Like I was such a girly girl, and I wanted that like sister bond that I always saw in movies and stuff like that. As an adult though now, like having never experienced having a sister, I do think it would actually, I think there's like high highs with sisters, and also I feel like I would be competitive almost.
Yeah.
Because I don't have that with my brothers in the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not competitive with my sister, but she's also like
A lot older than you,
older
though.
than me.
Yeah. Like if you're close in age,
Yeah.
I think that there can be some
She was like
competitiveness.
almost like more aunt vibe, I feel, than sister.
But a twin. Yeah, that would be I think too rough for me.
Yeah.
But I think you
I
also
dated
have,
a twin.
and you have
Identical.
like, I think it is like high highs, low lows, right? Because it's like you have this incredible bond too. Like I know twin sisters who are like, they have such an incredible like
That's so cool.
bond, which is really cool too.
Yeah. Having dated a twin, I think that, I think there's like, oh, you never told them apart. There's definitely subtleties because it's about how it's not just about looks, it's how people carry themselves and their mannerisms.
Yes.
It's not even just the things that they say, it's mannerisms.
Yeah. I'm friends with twins and I'm friends with triplets, and I can tell them apart now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it takes a little while.
In
you
a
have
picture
to get to
sometimes
know
though,
them,
but in the picture sometimes you're like, wait, oh, okay. Yeah. Like you have to really like, which is which.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Let's do it. Cool. And we're back.
Okay. I have the Tainted Love this week. Bit of a bummer. I'm trying to like.
Yeah. I think that there's no way around it.
Yeah.
These are going to be bummers.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the story of Lauren Astley. So Lauren was born on April 1st in 1993 in Boston.
Sorry.
I'm sure that she never heard that ever. But she's an Aries baby. Though she grew up in a suburb just outside of the city of Boston in Massachusetts. So she was the center of her parents' world. Though they would eventually divorce in 2006, she was their only child. Mm-hmm. So they were both really, really dedicated to her. They co-parented really well. They lived nearby each other, and did Lauren was so active. She did everything. She had a lot of energy. She was really extroverted. She was involved in a lot of extracurriculars. At the age of 12, she got the lead in the musical Annie.
I feel like I know the story now.
Oh yeah. There was a 48 Hours.
Yeah,
so
I think I know the story.
Yeah. She also played the French horn. She played soccer and tennis, even though she would never grow to be taller than 5 feet.
I love this.
She played tennis.
Good for her.
Yes. She was a singer in an all-girl a cappella group.
Oh, that's a choice.
She was also really, really active in her community. She was really passionate about community service. She volunteered a lot around her community. And when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, when Lauren was 12, she traveled there 3 times to help flood victims.
Aww.
When Lauren entered
hopefully
high
not
school,
alone.
No, at least once she went with like a group with other,
probably like a youth group or something.
Yeah, or like a school group or something like that. The other 2 times I'm not sure, but I'm certainly not alone. Maybe
the other 2 times she hitchhiked.
Yeah, at 12.
Yeah,
from Massachusetts.
Oh no,
I don't like that.
No. When Lauren entered high school, she met and started dating her first serious boyfriend, Nathaniel Fujita. So Nathaniel, who went by Nathan, was a super popular, good-looking football star. Like you see pictures of him, you see pictures of them together, and it's like perfect high school couple.
Yeah.
Right? He really was like that guy, like any football star in a high school movie. That's kind of what you're looking at.
Classic.
Everybody cheered for him. Everybody liked him. So Lauren and Nathan start dating early on in high school. And from the outside, everything looked perfect. You know, they were both attractive, outgoing, popular. She was a bubbly theater girl. He was outgoing jock. And everybody seemed to be jealous of them. But despite this, their relationship was, of course, not perfect. And like most teen relationships, it was on and off. You know, I think that's
volatile.
Very common.
Yeah.
You know, your hormones are raging. Yeah. You're breaking up. You're getting back together.
It's teenage.
Getting mad about dumb shit. You know,
course.
like so that's what they did. You know, that it happened frequently, and this pattern continued for years. And their fights would get so heated and toxic that Lauren's friends started to actively encourage her to end the relationship for good, even presenting her with a list of reasons why she should break up with Nathan.
Wow.
Dude,
like,
if
we don't like him.
Your teenage friends go to that length.
Yeah.
That's yikes.
Yeah.
And she seemed like she had really good friends too.
Clearly.
So, yeah.
They're like, listen,
looking out for her. Yeah.
Here are the lists of reasons you need to break up with this dumb motherfucker right now.
Yes. Yes. Eventually, in their senior year, as graduation approached, Lauren would do just that. On her birthday that year, she ended her relationship with Nathan and told him that it was permanent this time. She's like, I'm done. For real. You know? And part of that was because she had gotten accepted to Elon University in North Carolina, and she was eager to just kind of start her life fresh. Like, it's been on and off. It hasn't been great for years. Like, let's just call this so that we can both move on, because
fresh starts for both.
Yeah. He'd gotten accepted into Trinity College in Connecticut.
Okay.
So they're like, you know, let's just kind of end this. So the month after the breakup in May of 2011, Lauren graduates high school, and she's looking forward to one last summer with her friends and family before moving to North Carolina. Not long after graduation, Lauren and her friends attended a big post-graduation party of about like 100 students.
Wow.
And Nathan was there, of course.
Yeah.
And friends and party goers noticed that Nathan just would not leave Lauren alone throughout the night. Like, he just kept bothering her. He kept approaching her. He didn't like it whenever she was dancing with other people. And she was not interested. Like, she just kept, you know, like, he's trying to get her back. And she's just like, I don't want to.
No.
Like, I just don't want to. And she would later go on to tell her mom that she felt like Nathan was harassing her that night and invading her space to the point where she felt uncomfortable. As the night went on.
God, what do you do as a parent?
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe we should send you down to school early.
I mean, and this is someone who,
you know, get away from this.
Honestly.
Let's check out for apartments or whatever. Like,
let's go on.
I mean, I'm sure hindsight, like, listen, you don't know. You also too want to spend that last summer with your friends.
Right.
As you said.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you can't.
And
I would be on
someone,
heightened alert.
100%. But this is also someone, like, they've been dating on and off for like 4 years, and the families knew each other. Like, they knew Nathan like for years as well. So it was just like, I think you just think, he's having a hard time right now. He's having a hard time with the breakup, and it'll blow over.
I don't know. I'm terrified of teenage boys.
The truth.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of hormones.
I'm terrified of boys.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And teenagers, period.
Yeah.
Both.
Yes. Yes.
To be fair.
Also, also equally terrified of teenagers
Teenagers are terrified. Yeah. As the night went on, Nathan did seem to get angrier and angrier. Not only that Lauren refused to talk to him, but also that she seemed like this time she seemed really happy and at peace with her decision, because they'd broken up a lot of times before. And this time she was really like, no, I'm happy. Right. Yeah. And I'm moving on. And this infuriated him. And eventually things would escalate. So at this party, they had one of those big tents that you get for like weddings, those like outdoor tents. And, he got so angry during this party that he punched one of the poles that held the tent up, and to the point that it made the whole thing wobble.
What a fucking douche canoe. Yeah. Is everybody like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Well,
he needs some like good friends too.
He was asked to leave that party because everyone had to kind of rush over and like make sure that the tent didn't collapse.
Fall. Yeah. Dude, renting those things too, they're at least $5,000 for a cheap one.
Yeah.
And also too, like, but he just needs friends. Like he needs people who are like, you know what, you're going to college too. Like you're going to meet new people. Like, I know this feels this way now, but like
teenage boyfriends.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like
we need to socialize boys to be able to talk to each other the same way
that girls do.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just not.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I know.
A few months later, on Sunday, July 3rd, 2011, Lauren can be seen on CCTV entering the mall where she worked at a boutique clothing store before her shift. And after her shift, there's also footage of her leaving. After her shift, she was supposed to meet up with some friends and hang out. And when she didn't show and didn't text or call, they knew that, something was wrong, because if something else had come up, usually she would, message them and let them know. And then her dad was also concerned because she was supposed to come home, kind of, I don't know, change, like whatever, check in with him before going out with her friends. And she didn't come home to check in with him either. So they're all kind of talking to each other, like, have you seen Lauren? Have you heard from her? And nobody had. So they're immediately panicked.
Yeah.
Like they're immediately worried because they know she left work and just disappeared, basically. And it was very unlike her. Right. So they do raise the alarm immediately. And to the police's credit, they take it seriously immediately. Like they're like, okay, like, yeah, let's get out and look for her. I don't think it's a big community.
Okay.
So they're kind of like, yeah, let's just look around and see if we can find it.
Right.
And she was well known because of her like volunteer work and stuff.
Right.
So the whole community, like when they kind of heard that she was missing, was like, oh, we'll go out and look.
Yeah.
It is one of the benefits of a small town kind of vibe where it's like people will kind of rally in that way. So it wasn't very long before they made a discovery locating Lauren's red Jeep in the Wayland Town Beach parking lot. So the car windows had been rolled down and her purse and computer were still in the vehicle, but there was no sign of Lauren anywhere.
That's the reddest of flags.
Yeah, it's scary. So after receiving the news that Lauren's Jeep had been found, her father immediately drove to the beach and he ran out into the water looking for Lauren. He's like, maybe I can find her. Maybe I can help her. Maybe she's, in the water. And obviously he found nothing. That night, Lauren's friends, this is how good a friend she had. Her friends spent the night camping at the beach.
Just to make sure.
Just in case that she would turn up. Maybe she'll come back to her car. Like it just really speaks to the kind of person that she was, that she had people in her life who really cared about her like that, Of course, officers on the case asked her friends and family if anyone could have done anything to Lauren, and even specifically ask about her ex-boyfriend. But although her friends are honest with police that Lauren and Nathan had their ups and downs, and that he wasn't happy that she had ended the relationship, all of them were like, but he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done anything
nefarious.
To her.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been violent to her. He's not, violent that way. Still, though, police are like, she broke up with him recently and he's not happy about it.
Yeah, police have seen this too many times. No matter what you think.
Right.
Police have seen this too much.
It's just hard, especially at that age when high school feels like the world, you know?
Yeah.
And your world is so small in a lot of ways that like it would be, you've gone to parties with this person.
Yeah.
You've seen them be like gregarious and fun and, you know, all the good things that it would be hard to wrap your mind around, like that he could have done something to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, the police drove to Nathan's house that night and they speak to him and his mother. And initially, he presented an alibi that seemed plausible for the evening. And although he did admit to seeing Lauren that night, he said that she came outside of his house and he went out to her car and talked to her. And then she left. Like, that's what he says. And so he says that he doesn't know where she went after she left his house, and he had nothing to do with her disappearance. Sadly, the next morning, just before dawn, a cyclist who was out for a morning ride would discover Lauren's body in a marsh just 5 miles from her home.
Oh,
it's so sad. I also think about the people who discover bodies like that. Like, you're just on your morning bike ride.
That shock.
Horrifying.
The shock. Like, horrifying. You'd just be... Ugh. Yeah.
She was found with a bungee cord around her neck and a gaping wound to her throat. And she was 18 years old.
God, poor baby.
18.
Yeah.
Beginning life.
Yep. She had so much ahead of her. Like, she's getting ready to go to college.
Yeah.
Ugh. She was taken to the medical examiner's office where her father had to make the official identification. And if you watch the 48 Hours episode, which is called Love to Death, her dad is so heartbreaking in his interviews. It's tragic. It was determined that her cause of death was strangulation, though she also suffered multiple stab wounds, including the slash to her throat. While looking into the case, investigators soon learned that Nathan had not adjusted to his breakup with Lauren well at all. In talking to his friends and family, it became really clear that in the months after Lauren had ended things with him, he experienced a real like personality shift. They were like, he's like a completely different person. Like he's lost all of his energy. He's in like a really major depressive phase. He's drinking and smoking weed every day.
That's not great.
It's not good.
Especially if you're already depressive.
Yes. And he just lost any excitement that he had. Like, he was previous to that, like really talking a lot about how excited he was to play football at Trinity, like, and just nothing, you know, it was so concerning that Nathan's mom did take him to a psychiatrist to, you know, try and get to the root of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then also, she went to Lauren and she said, can you, like, I'm not asking you to get back together with him or anything, but can you please just talk to him because he's so depressed? And like, can you just like try and lift his spirits at all or give him any like closure?
Here we go. Because perhaps this was hitting him so hard because this is the first time he didn't get what he wanted.
Yeah, for sure.
And
you already got him in therapy. This girl doesn't owe you.
It's not her job.
Doesn't
it's
owe
a
anybody.
lot to put on a teenage girl. It's a lot to put on her.
Any person.
I understand. Like, the mom had her own relationship with Lauren. Again, their families had been very close,
and I can understand that fear. That fear when you have a child who has depression, and also you're also thinking always the worst. You're like, what could It's constantly in the back of your brain. So you're just like, maybe this will help. You know, you're just reaching for straws, but at the same time, you did one part right. You put him in therapy. Let that.
And of course, with hindsight, I mean, of course, this was with hindsight, I'm sure she regrets having ever
brought it up.
You know, but yeah, don't do that. Don't put that on somebody. It's not her responsibility to make him better.
There are professionals, for this.
Yep.
Yes. Regardless, Lauren had also expressed concern for Nathan on her own. I mean, this is somebody that she had been with at a very formative time. It's her first serious boyfriend. She didn't want to see him like that upset and that torn up about it. So when his mom approached her, she's like, okay, like, I can go talk to him. And he'd been calling and texting, and he called the store that she worked at, and so I think eventually, there were a series of texts back and forth between her and Nathan. She was just like, I'll go talk to him. I'll just go talk to him. Like, I believe with the intention, we can't know for sure, but I believe with the intention of saying, this is really over.
Yeah.
This is over for good. Like, I want you to like be better, be well, move on, kind of situation. So you can see her, leaving the mall at 6:45 p.m. and on the footage she's talking on her cell phone, and cell phone records would later confirm that she was talking to Nathan on her cell phone. So she didn't tell her friends or her dad that she was planning on meeting up with Nathan that night, and I think there are probably a couple of reasons for this. I think one, she probably just didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. She's like, it's not going to take that long.
Yeah, quick.
Just it'll be quick, And I think two, they might have discouraged her from going.
Of course.
And she probably didn't want to hear that because she, thought that she was going to
help him.
Yeah.
So she texted Nathan the word "here" at 7:05 p.m. when she pulled up outside of his home. And sadly, that would be the last text message that she would ever send. Knowing that Lauren's last communication was with Nathan at his home, investigators were like, that's enough for us to go back and talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
That is suspicious. So they go back to the Fujita home on July 4th, wanting to speak to Nathan again. And when they arrived, he wasn't there. And his parents are like, we don't know where he is. He's not here. We don't know where he is. We don't know when he'll be back. So they were like, okay, bet. That's fine. We're going to go get a search warrant. So they leave, they go get a search warrant. They return a couple of hours later to execute the warrant. And they started in the garage where they found several bungee cords that matched the one that had been used to strangle Lauren, along with blood stains on the walls, the floor, the door handle, and the kitchen floor that was off of the garage.
The parents didn't notice this shit?
I have a lot of fucking questions about that.
Yeah, well, I think that it was luminol. I think he cleaned up because he did clean up, but so I don't think it was like.
But were the parents home?
No.
Oh.
Not at the time. So we'll get to that. But yeah, no, they weren't home at the time of the murder. But so they also found blood in the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink.
Oh.
Inside Nathan's gym bag, they found muddy shoes that matched the mud that was found in the marsh where Lauren's body was recovered. And in the crawl space above Nathan's bedroom, they located another pair of blood-soaked shoes and wet clothing. And all of the blood evidence would later be found to match Lauren.
Damn.
The following day, investigators located 18-year-old Nathan Fujita at his aunt's house and placed him under arrest for the murder of Lauren Astley.
So wait, you don't know that your son is at?
I mean, I would call my sister if, or brother if
they just showed up at the house. I'd be like, or at least send a text. Like, hey, Nathan's here.
So I mean, it's possible his parents didn't know, but I would think that. I would think they
would know.
Yeah.
My eyes are on the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In August, Nathan pleaded not guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and assault and battery. While Nathan was in custody, police got a clearer image of the relationship between Nathan and Lauren as they looked for a motive. Friends said that he was possessive of her, that he didn't like her talking to other people and would go through her phone. That while he loved her, he was also obsessed with her. And during one of their off times 2 years ago, when they were, broken up for a short period of time in 2009, Nathan saw Lauren kiss another boy on the dance floor and threatened to, quote, slit the boy's throat if he touched her again.
Sir.
After their breakup in 2011, a letter revealed that Nathan was pleading with Lauren to give him another chance, writing, I truly think there's a part of you that still loves me. You just have to let me find it.
Yikes.
No.
February 13th, 2013, the trial began and the prosecution presented that Nathan had called Lauren several times that day, again, like calling the store where she worked, texting, until she agreed to come by the house, and that she had even put it that it was an act of friendship, like she's trying to be a friend to him.
Yeah,
And their theory was that he lured her to the house at a time when he knew his parents weren't home and weren't going to be home for a while. So that was part of the first degree murder charge, is that he did it deliberately.
Fully premeditated.
Right, at a time when he knew his parents weren't going to be home. And that he had planned to, their theory was that he planned to hurt her if she didn't agree to get back together with him. Defensive wounds on her body would suggest that there was a physical fight prior to him strangling and stabbing her to death. After murdering Lauren, he immediately got into her car, drove it to the beach parking lot, dropped her keys in a nearby storm drain where they were later recovered. He then went back to his house, loaded Lauren's body into his car, and drove her to the marsh where he left her. A witness saw Nathan driving from the dump site that night with the windows down, shirtless, blaring music. He quickly cleaned the crime scene, took a shower, and then when his parents arrived home later that night, sat on a couch and watched a movie with them.
Ooh.
Like nothing happened. The defense argued that Nathan was not guilty by reason of insanity.
Okay.
A forensic psychologist for the defense testified that Nathan described his role in her death as an out-of-body experience.
No.
And this psychologist testified that his diagnosis of Nathan was, quote, a major depressive episode leading up to murder, followed by brief psychotic episode and cognitive disorders from multiple football injuries.
But he knows that what he did is wrong. Otherwise, he wouldn't have cleaned it up.
And
that is a sign of clarity and knowing that you've done something wrong. You hid a body, you know something's wrong. You cleaned up the bodies, the evidence, you know something's wrong.
I think they're just trying to reduce the charge and say that it, like, even like he came back into his body after the crime was committed, but at the moment that he committed the crime, he was psychotic, I think is what they're trying to say. So he also said that he saw no evidence that Nathan had planned the attack, and that he lacked the ability in the moment to know that his actions were wrong. Oh. His family also testified that mental illness ran in the family. Nathan had an uncle who suffered from schizophrenia, and his sister had spent 8 days in a children's psychiatric facility the year prior to the murder.
Okay, but is Nathan been diagnosed with schizophrenia?
Well, according to the defense's psychiatrist, he was diagnosed with other issues. So,
I don't know. Listen, we know that we're all here like very pro, you know.
And football injuries are for real too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I saw the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Listen, I do strongly believe that people do things because of...
However,
this case doesn't feel that way. I'm just saying it.
It doesn't to me either. Friends testified that Nathan had not been the same since the breakup, and that it, along with the brain injuries from football and daily marijuana and alcohol consumption, led to his state of mind at the time of the murder. It feels victim blamey
and dismissive
to say that this, and I know, we all know, but I know very well how painful breakups can be and how, like, what they can do to your mental state. I mean, and it's true. Like, I mean, you get, like, it is, chemicals are doing weird things in your brain, and like it is really, really tough to deal with. But I don't like the implication that her breaking up with him is in large part what led up to
this. You're exactly right. It does feel victim blaming. Like, well, if she had just been nicer to him or whatever, like she could have saved, and it's so fucked up.
I don't doubt that he was in pain, and I don't doubt that like football injuries and daily alcohol and weed consumption did put him in a fucked up state of mind. I don't doubt that stuff.
No.
I just don't think that it's an excuse to murder somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know.
Yep, you're exactly right. Yep.
The prosecution had their own forensic psychiatrist evaluate Nathan, and she determined that regardless of his depressive state leading up to it, Nathan did in fact know what he was doing at the time of the murder, and that in taking steps to conceal the body and clean and hide evidence, he knew that what he had done was wrong.
Yep.
A jury agreed, and on March 7th, 2013, Nathan was found guilty on all charges after only 1 day of jury deliberation. Good. Emotions were obviously running really, really high as the verdict was read, and Malcolm, that's gonna make me cry. Malcolm, Lauren's father, actually walked across the courtroom and embraced Nathan's parents, who were also in tears.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, the two families, again, had been very close. And by all accounts, Nathan's parents had loved Lauren and they had spent considerable amount of time together.
Sure.
And when
it can't be easy for them either.
No. I mean, horrifying.
Yeah.
To know that your son
did something like that.
And you still love your son.
Of course.
But you loved Lauren too. And knowing that he's capable of doing that in your home.
Yeah.
It would be horrifying. And so when asked later why he did it, he said that he understood that both families had lost something that day. Mm-hmm. Massachusetts has a mandatory sentence of life without parole for first-degree murder, and that is the sentence that Nathan received. So both parents gave a victim impact statement. The mom's victim impact statement is so sad because this is her only child. And in her victim impact statement, she says, I'll never get to hear someone call me mommy again.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. And in her father's victim impact statement, he spoke about the importance of educating teens on the dangers of relationship violence and breakup violence.
Yep.
Lauren's parents have since made it their mission to educate others on the dangers of breakup violence, creating the Lauren Astley Memorial Fund. And this is a nonprofit that seeks to raise funds to create programs in schools to educate teens specifically and of these dangers and support education into what healthy relationships look like. The nonprofit also seeks to support the arts and community service, two things that Lauren was passionate about. Her parents have spoken publicly about the need for legislation that would mandate sex education and violence prevention in Massachusetts schools and provide mental health resources to help teens cope with the pain of a breakup.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have said that, quote, breakups are a part of life, but violence doesn't have to be. Yeah. And when you watch them, they're so inspiring. Honestly, even more inspiring that they're divorced. And they're doing all of this
together.
Doing all of this together, and it's really important to them. And they make good points that it's just like when you're a teenager, again, it's like everything is so big, and we don't. And breakups are painful, but they're inevitable.
Right.
This is something that you are going to experience throughout your life.
No, there's so much about high school that I think needs to be overhauled, beyond just taking the tests. Having a program like that, I think is incredible.
Yeah.
Having home ec back again so that people know how to take care of themselves.
Yes.
Having like a fucking finance class so you can learn
facts of life and how to deal with
all this stuff is so important.
I also do think it's important to talk about not just like sex education, obviously so important, and so many people like want to try and take that away and get rid of that in schools. That's super important. But I do also think it's not just sex education that's important. Relationship education is important.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't talk about it at all.
And what like you said, like what they're doing, like what healthy relationships should look like, what red flags you should be looking for. And
I guess this is what a relationship is like.
Yeah. I have to let him go through my phone every time, like that kind Jesus.
So I will link the Lauren Astley Memorial Fund on our website with the rest of the notes. If anyone would like to learn more or donate to that fund.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I mean, it is. It's easy to see, like in hindsight, like to me, because I was like, oh, maybe he wasn't very like violent physically with her beforehand, but post breakup, you talked about him like punching that tent.
Yes.
And so when you see that violence, even if it's not against something or somebody, but it's against something, I feel like that's something to pay attention to.
Yes, I agree. And there was a lot, and I didn't, there's in the 48 hours kind of like article that was written along with the episode, they give some statistics, and a lot of kind of abusive like behaviors that teens experience are not physical. It is a lot of like emotional manipulation and stuff like that is also abusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, well, thank you for sharing. What are you guys watching this week?
I am not watching anything new. I am watching Housewives. That is what I'm watching. I do want to just give a thank you to everyone who I got a lot of really sweet messages.
Oh, good.
So thank you.
Nice.
Good. Oof, I have not been watching much of anything either because I've been insanely busy. It's been like pack week and like just getting everything sorted. But I can tell you about my latest just daily thing that Chris and I do, which is we do Wordle, the mini, the connections.
That's what I do. I do those little every day.
Every day. Yes. The other one we talked about this because the other one that I do is the like
strands.
No, not strands. It's you connect the letters to make words, and then you try to get it. There's always a solution that's 2 words. Girl, if you catch me on a 2-word day on that. Psh,
you know what I almost bought? Oh, Christina's showing us her Wordle. She got it in 2.
Okay. Don't tell me. I'm glad it went away because I didn't do today's
I got
Wordle.
it in 3 today. I did mine already.
I haven't done mine. So
I was just like, you can't touch me
I'm
today.
I'm a fucking genius.
I'm so smart.
I almost bought, I was at the airport, I think in New Mexico, and I almost bought a crossword puzzle.
You're Chris. Chris is now absolutely obsessed.
I really did. I almost, there was like 2 of them there, and I'm like, bring back word games like this. Like, I will be that person to sit on a plane and do a word search or like a crossword. Like, I'm into it.
I do love a crossword.
Yeah.
I also like word fill in because it's about trying. It's kind of like Sudoku for words, right? So you're trying to. There's no like this goes here, this goes here. You have to fill out. Here's 3-letter words, all of them. Here's a list of 5-letter. It's like
I love. New York Times can be questionable sometimes, but I will say I love
they know puzzles.
I love that they've brought puzzles back into the mainstream. They've made it socially acceptable and cool again to care about word games.
How about you?
Not much really. We've started rewatching House of the Dragon to be ready for.
I'm so excited. And tomorrow, at the time we're recording this, the season 2 premiere will be tomorrow, and I am stoked.
You know how much I love that guy.
Also, Emma Darcy makes me question everything.
Did you see their grill?
Yes.
Did you see? Yes. I was like,
and I don't even like grills,
dude.
Seeing
I do
them
love
on the
grill.
red carpet.
On the right person.
They looked so.
If you haven't seen,
okay, I'll bring it up.
Right,
I'm gonna need to see that.
Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, or if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstatepodcast.com, and we love you so much.
Cheers.